haven't said anything yet. I was thinking about that this morning. I need to put out an email to one of those of us who know about it. No, I haven't heard anything. So,
Okay.
yeah.
If you do, when you want to go back.
I don't think I do. I think that.
People saying what they already know.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. Please stand as you're willing and able and join me in singing Spirit of Life, number 123. Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone, to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane, where we join together to create a nourishing, liberal religious home and to champion justice, diversity, and environmental stewardship in our wider world, or, as we say in short, to create community, find meaning, and work for justice. Welcome to each and every one of you, as always. We embrace all that you bring with you, all of your uniqueness, your unique beliefs, your background, your lifestyle, your experiences, your differences. All that helps make you who you are is welcome here this morning. We do have some special guests today. I want to begin by welcoming Dan Lane, who is a guest performer for us today. We're so glad to have you, and you're in for a real treat. And thank you, Todd, also for filling in as our song leader today, and Tara for filling in for Todd, who's filling in for our song leader today. And also have some very special guests with us this morning. But first, a couple of church announcements. One, I was asked to let you know that the Spokane Public Library has prepared an exhibition on nuclear bomb making at the Hanford nuclear plant and its toxic legacy, which is going to include a September 20th panel at the Central Library, featuring fiction and nonfiction authors who've written about this, including one of our own UUCS members, Karen Dorn Still, who was a journalist at the time, who, along with our former minister, Reverend Bill Houff, and others in our congregation, really worked to help expose what was happening there to the public, which ultimately is what led to putting a stop to it. So that's going to be happening next Saturday, the 20th, from 3 o'clock to 4:30. So if you're interested in that, you can mark it on your calendars. Also, I think we have a slide to show you as well, but just a reminder that we will be holding Gordon Larson's Celebration of Life here in our sanctuary next Saturday as well at 2 o'clock. So please put that on your calendar as well. I want to also give a special welcome to the folks who are going to be, I'll be talking with a little bit during our usual sermon time today, and that is Kasahun Kabid, who is a professor of anthropology at Eastern Washington University, who is originally from Sandafa, Ethiopia. And he is the founder of Libraries for Ethiopia Foundation. He, along with Dr. Kevin Decker, who is a professor of philosophy and a longtime friend and member of our church, also at EWU, is a board member of what I have been calling the Life Foundation, because that's what the acronym looks like to me. So I heard Kevin say they might adopt it, but anyway, it works well. So I can't imagine anything that adds more to life than the ability to be literate. And we're going to be talking about the book famine in Ethiopia and what the foundation is doing about it, and more importantly, how our community can help make a serious difference to the lives of people there. So I think I've said everything I need to say. Lynn has a couple of special announcements as well.
There's just so much going on. So I wanted to bring to your attention, certainly before you leave, if you're in the room, and if you're watching online, there'll be more opportunities for you. But if you're here in the room, today we are having what we're calling a fundraiser fair. You can tell because there are balloons back there, so that makes it a fair. There is a table in the back with a bunch of documents on it for some ideas that we have come up with, some of us have come up with, for raising funds for our church. Events, raffles, cooking classes, all different kinds of things. And we need your help in making those things happen. So if you would peruse that table before you go and just put your name under something that you might be interested in either helping or assisting or putting on, any of those kinds of things, we would love to have your name and your contact information for that. I also wanted to share 4 fundraisers that are actually occurring right now as we speak. So right now in the back of the church, we have going on the honey fundraiser that I talked about last week. If you weren't here, we're raising money for just purely for the church, and we're calling our honey jar the Cordelia Collective Fair Wage Honey, and trying to raise enough money to pay our worker girls fair wages, which we have the math all laid out for you to check our math back there, but it makes this one jar of honey, which is 21.5 ounces, worth $13.5 million if we pay our worker bees fair wages. But you can have this jar of honey for a $5 raffle ticket, or 5 tickets for $20, or 13 tickets for $50. So that's one fundraiser. Another fundraiser that's going on right now is Sponsor a Song. You can, for a $100 donation, ask Jackie to learn the music of your favorite song, and Jackie will play that in an upcoming service for you. You can also empty your pocket or your purse of any change that you just are tired of carrying around. Now, back at the back table next to the bread basket is a table with a little box that has just real change. You can just drop it right in there and we'll take care of that for you. We're happy to. And then I believe there might be one loaf of bread in the Maker's Market. So get your fresh baked sourdough before you go too. So those are 4 things. And also I just wanted to pass along that potlucks, which were all last church year during the 3rd Sunday of the month, are going to start up again in October, not next week. But we are still going to draw for the honey raffle winner next week, next Sunday. So get your tickets today. Thanks.
Thank you, Lynn. And it really thanks to you and Alan and to Shelley for contributing your first jar of honey to a church fundraiser, especially one that is so valuable. That means a lot. So really, that's a very nice gift. Thank you. I mean, isn't that something, your first jar of honey, and you use it as a gift to do something for others? Appreciate it. So where's Alan? Alan, thank you. I don't think Shelley McClellan is here right now, but we'll thank her as well. So. And we should probably thank Robert for letting so many bees in the backyard, right? All right. Let's see. You guys look really settled. Do you want to say hi to one another this morning? You do? You have to, we got to get up and shake hands. Of course you do. Please greet one another this morning. All right. As always, there's more opportunity to visit with one another after our service, but we are going to move forward now by lighting our chalice, the symbol of our unity and our solidarity, of our openness and our inclusion, of our community and our individual uniqueness. May this small flame be our offering of warmth to those who are cold and alone, and a light to those in darkness. May it be a flame that ignites justice in our world and a beacon of hope to those in need, and may it reflect at least a spark of truth wherever truth has been lost, and cast a healthy shadow of doubt wherever it's been found.
Our opening reflection this morning is a poem entitled, "Because of Libraries, We Can Say These Things," by Naomi Shihab Nye. She is holding the book close to her body, carrying it home on the cracked sidewalk, down the tangled hill. If a dog runs at her again, she will use the book as a shield. She looked hard among the long lines of books to find this one. When they start talking about money, when the day contains such long and hot places, she will go inside. An orange bed is waiting. Story without corners. She will have 2 families. They will eat at different hours. She is carrying a book past the fire station and the 5 and dime. What this town has not given her, the book will provide. A sheep, a wilderness of new solutions. The book has already lived through its troubles. The book has a calm cover, a straight spine. When the step returns to itself as the best place for sitting, and the old men up and down the street are latching their clippers, she will not be alone. She will have a book to open and open and open. Her life starts here.
Please rise as you're willing and able to sing number 169, We Shall Overcome, verses 1, 2, and 4. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we'll walk hand in hand someday. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall live in peace someday.
We'll now kindle our candles of care for those who are most on our hearts and minds. And I have to begin by mentioning what a rough week it's been. It's been a rough week just about every week for the past several months, but this week I think was particularly disturbing for a lot of reasons, but particularly for the sort of blanketing of liberal thinkers, free thinkers, progressive thinkers as somehow being involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk that took this week, or should be blamed for it. And it's just terrible when we attack people we disagree with. And last week I spoke about why I'm not a Unitarian Universalist, in large part because the Unitarian Universalist Association has taken to disfellowshipping ministers for the new charge of bullying and abusive bullying of others for simply disagreeing with what they believe. And so we're seeing this, I would say, un-American, certainly illiberal behavior coming out of people across the spectrum. And it's very difficult for us as individuals, being in this culture, particularly for the past 40 years or so, of mass media, where the media itself is so biased that it presents what is supposed to be information in a very, very biased, slanted way. So this is what we're seeing. We're seeing that it's modeled for us, that when you disagree with somebody, you attack their character. You attack them. You do anything you can to win the argument. It's a kind of a modern day sophistry, where you spin things to mean what you want rather than to see things for meaning as they are. Nevertheless, if you're feeling like a lot of people are, and myself included, this was quite a shock this week. It's disturbing. It's frightening. I think we've been anxious about the direction our country's been heading for some time, particularly since the most recent election. But this seems to have taken things to a new level. So I want to kindle a candle on behalf of you. My concern for the difficulties that we're all experiencing right now emotionally, the anxieties, the fears, all of that, as well as for the people of our country and the people of the world who have depended for so long on the sanity, the generosity of our country, which seems to be going away as we sink deeper and deeper into a type of isolationism that is not going to be good for anybody. So we kindle a candle for you, for our country, for the world. And this includes, of course, the many we've been kindling candles for far too long now, like the people of Ukraine, Russia, caught up in the conflict there, the Palestinian people, the people of Israel, and others caught up in that conflict. We've added recently the people of Darfur and South Sudan, who are suffering from war and ethnically driven violence, displacement, starvation, awful, horrible things there on a continual basis. And of course, again, a candle on behalf of the immigrants in our country, whether they're illegal or here illegally or legally. There's just a lot of fear. I can't imagine what it's like to be somebody with darker skin, brown skin in particular, anywhere in this country right now, being afraid to let my children walk out the door, walk through the neighborhood, go to school, go to work. So yes, our candles are more meaningful now than forever. I know I go on and on every Sunday about this, but I don't want to just let a Sunday go by without saying what's true, at least for us. So with that said, let's take a moment of silence on behalf of others you might be thinking of, and as always, you're welcome to name them aloud at this time if you'd like. Those named aloud and those embraced in our silence, and all those who are suffering in our world at this hour, we hold in our community with compassion. And we now gratefully give and receive this morning's offering, which helps sustain this community and our mission to the larger world.
Here at the meeting of the rivers, the midnight current flows, it's flooding the streets. The desert holding all our secrets of old plutonium, now floating debris. And it's getting harder to breathe. The dust is choking me. Take one good last gasp. The Tri-Cities disease. What's that you say? She's not a giver. Well, old Columbia don't owe you a thing. Her waters irrigate the sinner, but who can blame a stone for learning to sink? They say it never hurts to ask, but they don't know the half. Please spare me my already have my pass. Oh, now I sleep with the fishes, 'cause they're my only friends. Shine Deliria primatoris up the river bend, a truly neutral body of water would ever condescend. Oh, dig a little hole, sending postcards to all your fishy friends, and float on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Todd, we need to talk about reorganizing the order of service, because we always have to follow this incredible music with our stories, and it just doesn't seem right, doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, but it still hurts my feelings that you want to save the best for last.
Oh, all right. Well, this morning, I would welcome all children to come forward for our story for all ages. Anyone who'd like to come up can come up. I love that this morning we're talking about books, because I am such a reader, and I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, what a great day for reading. And this time of year, I love reading cozy mysteries and campus novels. And so this morning I have a story called The Mystery of the Snack Fridge. Last Sunday morning at church, I noticed something curious was happening down the hall in the religious education wing. In the Thoreau room, the snack fridge hummed like always. It's a cheerful white fridge bedecked with magnets, and it reliably keeps our treats cool and fresh for children on Sunday mornings, safe from sneaky mice, ants, or the occasional adventurous raccoon. Every snack has its place. But last week, the snack fridge was almost empty. Dun, dun, dun. There was a pitcher of lemonade, a handful of fruit snacks, a half-full bag of trail mix, some goldfish crackers, and 4 pouches of pirate's booty. And how in the world are you supposed to split up that amongst 7 children? Well, where there were usually grapes, crackers, cheese, and mini muffins, now there was only a chilly echo. The children wondered, didn't there used to be a whole bag of pretzels? What happened to the applesauce cups? Who finished off the granola bars? They had some creative ideas. Do you think the cookies wanted to join the coffee at grown-up coffee hour? Maybe the raisins snuck out to get some more sunshine. But I've figured it out. There really is no mystery. Our fridge is running low because we've been enjoying our snacks all summer long at Play Club. And now it's time to fill our fridge with more of the good things we love. So I'd like us to make a new snack list together. I've got my pen ready. Kids, what do you want to see in our snack fridge? Shout it out. Grown-ups can participate too, even though you don't get to eat any of it. Watermelon? What else? Fruit snacks, granola bars. Pumpkin bread, that sounds perfectly seasonal. Cheez-Its, cookies, string cheese. Healthy brownies. It can be done. Anything else? Muffins. I bet you make a great muffin, Lynn. Apples. Anything else? Goldfish. Ramen, like ramen noodles? Just the noodles? Like crunch, a little crunchy snack? I love it, why not? All right, so I've got this list now, and I have a plea on this fundraising Sunday. If you're able, please help restock our RE snack fridge with a snack from this list. I'll be sure to publish it in the next Sun and print it out and put it on the RE table. On the RE table in the foyer, underneath it, you'll see a rainbow striped bin, and that is where you can drop anything off that you'd like to contribute to our snack fridge. If you've got something that needs a more immediate refrigeration, you can always find me before or after the service. And if you'd like to donate money rather than a snack, just leave a memo designating your donation for RE Snacks. When we each share a little bit, our fridge and our spirits get filled up in no time. Now please join me in singing our children out to Children's Chapel.
As we move into a time of meditation, I invite you to find a comfortable position. Close your eyes if you wish. Take a few deeper breaths and reflect on this quote from young adult novelist Doug Wilhelm. "A library is a house of hope. It's a place where we all, whatever our situation, can feed our ideas and develop our dreams."
we're most qualified to rattle off opinions on the best that the cinema has offered up and provide a diagnosis based on all we've watched from before 1922 to 2025. Oh yeah, 'cause we all know something they don't know. And if I put it in a song, then they'll circulate it on the radio and swiftly crown me the king of all the underground, and every ratty magazine retroactively excites. Oh, let's all pretend our mothers never died. No, they'll continue for all time and form a considerable voting bloc and provide a certain wisdom that we all mistook for the future we assumed would just magically arrive. Oh, falling from the sky, a chance to save your life. The viper bites at the heels of the unsuspecting child. Yeah, you learn to run and hide. Let's all pretend our names are really ours, not shared by several thousand, and our essential qualities exempt us from the anonymity of just plain non-existence. The singularity recognizes you and I. Yeah, 'cause they all know something we don't know. This little patch of earth is mine, not simply walls that we've erected to display a technique that we call three-point perspective, a place to hang the books about the theory of our mind. Oh, voices from on high are begging you to cry, and the Big Dipper, he is pouring out for the faithful and the lost. Confusion has its cost. Don't you refuse this paradise. Yeah, come on, the water's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. After Dan performed that during our first service, I asked where he's been hiding, and also, of course, mentioned that not only is he a very talented musician and singer, but also a poet. You know, those are both original songs. And Dan let me know that he's only been here in Spokane since 2024, and it's taken him a little while to get out of his shell. So we're very glad that you came out today, because in full force. So, yeah. Certainly hope you'll be back. So I'm going to ask now if Dr. Kabid and Dr. Decker will join me here on the stage. Henceforth, I will be referring to them as Kevin and Cass. Okay? And I'm going to stand off to the side and let them share the microphone. So you've already heard a bit about the background of today's service. We're going to be learning about the libraries for Ethiopia Foundation. And going to be kind of just an informal conversation. And I'm actually want to start with Kevin because we talked a little bit at the first service about our first experiences with books, and I want Cass to follow you, but you've come a long way due to the result of reading in your life and your career and your passions, and so I want you to, if you don't mind, let the folks here know a bit about your story, your connection with reading.
Yes. Well, thanks for coming today, and thank you, Todd. Unlike Dr. Eckloff, my first book was not the Amityville Horror. We learned at the 9:15 service. Jacob, how are you doing, man? Jacob was our artist in residence last year for the Gender, Women's, and Sexuality Studies program at Eastern, which I was happy to interim direct, and he was our man. It's good to see you. Like many of you, I'm a first-generation college student, and I didn't grow up in a house full of books, but I was lucky to be at more or less the center of a triangle, not the Bermuda Triangle, but a triangle of 3 public libraries in St. Louis where I grew up that I could bike to. And occasionally I would go to one library and be like, I'm not finding what I came here for today. So I would bike 5 miles to the next one. I don't think there were any Saturdays where I hit all 3. But one of the things that I remember being great for me in terms of growing up with good libraries was a summer reading club. Did anybody do summer reading club when you were a kid? Yeah, I mean, I think they still do it. It was like a 6 or 7 week program, and like after 4 days I was done. And of course the toughest thing about it was you had to read something from every section of the Dewey Decimal System. And once we got to business and crafts, that was kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to read for this. But when Cass asked me and some other fellow faculty members at Eastern to be involved with life and to eventually be on the board of directors, I said, I have to do this. There's no doubt in my mind I have to do this because I don't even know who those librarians were that helped me out with the summer reading club or helped me find the latest Alfred Hitchcock and the 3 Investigators mystery, but I owe them everything. And so we're going to try to pay that back a little bit through this project. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much. Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? In your story, there's a little bit of a hint of, like the term, things we have to read. So as kids, it's like, do I really have to read? Yeah, you have to read. It's good for you. It can become kind of a burden to have to read if you're not really into reading. But compared to Cass's experience in Ethiopia, where there really literally is a book famine. I mean, that's the term you use. So explain to us a little bit about your childhood experiences with books so that we understand what has brought you here to this point today.
Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me, for supporting libraries for Ethiopia. And I'm so jealous that Kevin has to bike between 3 libraries. I don't remember I had one. My experience with book was a little bit.
You want an image up there?
Maybe it's a traumatic experience. I remember there were a lot of textbooks at my school, but no reading for fun. So one time, teacher, actually to go a little bit back, the government built a school nearby, so sending your kids to school was compulsory. That the government wants you to hey, you have to send your kids to school. That's how I ended up in school because they were literally forcing people to send their kids. Because according to the government, illiteracy is walking in the dark. That's the motto they had. So one day, the teacher really liked me and gave me a book, her only book, and I really felt honored. Felt really like, oh, must be a very good student. And then I took it home, and I showed it to my mom. My mom was so happy. Like, she gave you a book? Yeah, you should. I should read it. And I read. I was just, reading it in the evening. She gave me coffee, and then the coffee spilled on it. And I wanted someone to illustrate it for me. I was just writing children's books with my friend, and that's the closest they can make. So I was terrified to go back, and I said, I'm going to be kicked out of school. The teacher's not going to trust me again. It's going to be over. But I told my mom that school was on recess, and she said she believed me until she didn't, because she saw like kids going to school. And I said, well, is that your only school that's on class was on recess? And then she found out that I damaged teacher's book, and then she said, go to school and face the music. And I went and told my teacher what really happened. And the one thing I remember that echoed in my mind was, you have to pay for it. And I had to work to pay for it. And then the book is gone, the money is gone. That is just my experience with books.
So you had to share. The classroom basically had one book that had to be shared.
Yeah.
You took it home, and it was a tremendous responsibility for you to have a book with you.
Yeah.
You messed it up with a cup of coffee. But just the anxiety that you then had.
Yeah,
enough to
trauma,
where you were skipping school,
Yeah.
you told your mom a lie, and then she forgave you, right?
Yeah.
She forgave you, and then you had to work to pay for the book.
Yeah.
Now, that is quite a different experience than any of us have
Yeah.
had. So this leads, so I want to just get a little more about your life first, though. So how did you go from having a book famine in your childhood to ending up being a professor at Eastern Washington University?
I think a lot of things have to work together. One of the biggest things that really helped me was the construction of a high school in my town by, I think it's a Swedish charity. They came and built a school, which really minimized the cost of going to school. It was really a beautiful high school that they built. And when I went back, it wasn't really maintained. I had a picture I wanted to share, but I couldn't. That, and then, of course, my teachers really believed in me. That's why I think I was a little bit more talkative, and I think that's why I became a sociologist. That was so helping me. They were so encouraging. It's always like, someone has to believe in you, and then they say, hey, you can do it. I think and I was the first to really graduate from college, from my family. So it's a lot of things. It's almost, to put it in perspective, it's almost impossible that, when people are asking me, how did you do it? And I didn't. I think that God helped me. I think that's how I would put it.
Yeah. So quite an extraordinary situation to go from a place that was largely illiterate. And tell us a little bit about your community, because we should understand that this is not a small village where you would expect there wouldn't be a library, right? There's a very large population in the city that you grew up in. Yeah,
I think over the last, to give you a perspective, this time reminds me of the time when I came to the U.S. I came to the U.S. in 2004 for graduate studies at upstate New York, Syracuse University. So it's been almost 20 years. When I went back after like 9 years, the population increased. Now it's about 150,000 people, which is about 35 to 40 miles north of the capital, but they have no access to books.
No access to books. To this day, no access
Yeah,
to
to access
books.
books at no libraries. And I mean, it's really hard. It's a miracle that people can at least, there are about 24,000 students. When I was a high school senior, there were only 18 students in my class.
Wow.
So population doubled, probably tripled
So
over the last 20 years.
So you've got all of those students, and they may have access to some textbooks,
Yeah.
but not pleasure reading, not the books that inspire them to read,
Yeah.
the sort of things that we take for granted here.
Yeah.
So you were back there after about 9 years.
Yeah.
And what was it that inspired you to say, I want to do something about this?
The coffee spill. So I went to my school and I started talking to kids. Do you read books? What kind of? Because here in the U.S., I have 2 kids, and we have plenty of books. Like that's the one thing, great thing about this country. We have books everywhere, right? Like in the car, sometimes in the bed, and quite literally everywhere. If you want to read, the books are available. So I went back and asked them, and the questions like, "What is your favorite book?" was almost a strange question. And textbooks are shared among 4 kids. Because population increasing, I was asking the teacher, like, do you have even textbooks? And textbooks are shared between about like 3, 4, 5 kids. And then the most effective way, we were like talking, is to create this democratic place, like, a library where people can come regardless of whatever they believe in. They can come and, read books. That's what inspired me. This is like, we can't give everyone books, but we can create a space where kids can come and read. Really cost-effective and sustainable. And then I talked to the mayor, and I said, hey, I was thinking about building a library. Can you give me land? And then he said, yes, are you sure? And then he gave me land, and I came to the U.S. to raise funds. I hoped that people are going to really donate to my story. Right? So it wasn't, people have to trust you first. It didn't work. So we're humbled. So I raised about $5,000. I went back. I don't think I'll be able to build a library. Do you have a building that I can, I think I have an image of a building that I can use. And he said, that building, he took me that, hey, you can renovate that. They're using it for meetings and other things. So he gave me that building, if you can renovate it and make it a library. And I said, sure, I can. I think $5,000 went really long distance. I know the next slide will show you the inside of that building. It's kind of a video, actually. If you really click on it, it will give you a view of the inside of the library before renovation. Okay. All right. And it's not a professional video. I just took it with my cell phone. So the next video, the next slide will show you how far $5,000 can go. This is the exact same place that we renovated.
Wow.
So it really looks beautiful. But as you can see,
no books.
No books. It's
No
empty.
furniture.
Yeah, no furniture. That's exactly what we're trying to do at the moment, to make sure that that place has books. First, chairs and tables, real chairs and tables, books, and then after we get books, maybe computers. Right? It's gross.
And internet.
Internet. Well, that would be amazing if they get internet. I was actually collecting iPads from people so that the kids can get connected. There are a lot of reading materials online through YouTube that they can read, right?
So the kids are the kids are learning at school right now don't have access to the internet.
No, only 15% of, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, 15%, 15 to 20% Ethiopians have access to internet.
So this is a huge, this will
huge,
be a game changer
yes.
for the lives of the children in this community of 150,000 people.
Yeah, at least for like 24,000 kids going to school. Mm-hmm. There are like 4 high schools in the area. So it really grew, population really grew significantly over the past 20 years.
And so not getting too far past the immediate need, you do have a vision for taking this throughout the country, right? Being able to take this libraries for Ethiopia elsewhere.
Absolutely. That's how the hope, the dream is. I'm starting to call it reading rooms instead of, it scares people when you tell them, hey, I'm going to build a library. Maybe like if you minimize and say, hey, it's going to be a reading room, and it doesn't have to be fancy. A place where kids can just come and read and go home. Maybe get access to internet, and then they thrive. It's because of books that I am where I am. So that's, I think, the dream.
So then let's talk quickly about the language issue too, because there's not a lot of books necessarily published in the languages that they speak. So you're getting some help from an organization in Seattle.
There's an amazing person I met on LinkedIn. So I was Googling on LinkedIn. One of the things she does is publish books in Ethiopian languages for children. That's why I call it on my, I don't know if they have access, they got my pamphlet, that she publishes Ready, Set, Go books in Ethiopian languages. And then it costs like about $4 to get a book. She said, if you get a space, then I can provide books for you. Right, so for $4, like it would be, now we have books. What we don't have is the resource to get those books.
And the resource really is a financial resource, strictly because, as you mentioned at the first service, books are so heavy, book donations just aren't going to work.
Yeah.
For one thing, they're probably in the wrong language, and secondly, it costs a lot of money to ship those books overseas. So you need the money to purchase them from the person who can translate them.
Yes, she also publishes those books in Ethiopian languages, Ethiopian cultures, and everything. So it's really culturally appropriate for the community. But it would be great. Every book, it's amazing to get these books. It doesn't even matter if it's in English. The challenge is the cost of sending these books, and they get stuck in custom. The government's like, what are you guys bringing into the country? It might take a year to get those books to children. It would have been great. There are a lot of children's books. People come to me and say, hey, I have books for you. And I'm like, yes, I love those books, but how do I get them to the community?
Yeah. I want to jump back over to Kevin real quick and ask again a question I asked you during our first service, because you were the one who sort of got the bright idea of approaching the Unitarians, of course, because you have such great familiarity with this church. But what is it about us that you said, these are the people I trust, we need to go to, and they will be open to our message?
Well, as you may know, we're having a fundraising dinner here this Friday night at 6 o'clock. We have previously, for the Life Foundation, had a fundraiser at St. Stephen's on the South Hill. And I know you guys, you're like, if you hear the Episcopalians can do it, what's stopping us, right? I also mentioned at the first service that the reason why this is a home for me, and why I feel like I kind of know a lot of you out there, is you don't have just one reason to support something like this. I think you have probably many reasons, whether that's fostering the kind of democracy and equality that comes about as a result of having a literate population. As Cass said, being able to be on the internet may not be good for that literate population, but we're gonna try. And I also want to say that I really have put my money where my mouth is with this foundation, because when Cass first recruited me, I said, we must find some money for 15 computers. Yes. And so I dug deeply into my pocket, got out my phone and called my mother, and she wrote a check. Anyway, I'm very happy that my mother is supported, and I hope that maybe you will too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very well put. So Kevin alluded to, we have some opportunities to contribute to this. One is, again, the dinner that is happening at 6 o'clock this coming Friday the 19th, an Ethiopian dinner, $25 a plate. So please put that on your calendar if you can. The following Sunday, that is next Sunday, will be our third Sunday, and we take up a special collection. So this will be the cause that we will support in our community next Sunday. You can go online and contribute as well anytime. If you want to contribute something today, just give it to me. I'll put it in my pocket and add it to the special collection next week. Somebody did that, and Cass said, "Here, take this and add it to the whole thing." So those are the ways that we can contribute. And I feel humbled that you both would think of us to come and share your stories and your passion and your mission with us, because this absolutely is something that we, as people who care about others in our world and care about our community, I know will want to be supportive of. And just the example that you have given, somebody who, born into a world where books were so scarce, to recognize this is something that you can make a real difference for, in not only the lives of that small community, but perhaps the whole country at some point, is an inspiration. And we thank you for what the Life Foundation is doing in our community and doing in our world, and for giving us an opportunity to be part of it. So thank you both so much. Thank you.
All right, we've been singing a lot of Blue Boat Home, so we're going to change the plan here. And consequently, we won't have the lyrics up on the screen, but if you can join us for number 18, What Wondrous Love. Wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul. Of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down beneath my sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul, oh my soul, friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul, to love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to our friends I will sing. To love and to our friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end I will sing, I will sing, with thanks unto the end I will sing.
Our benediction today is from Andrew Carnegie's address at the dedication of a library in Fairfield, Iowa in 1896. A library outranks any other one thing a community can do to benefit its people. It is a never-failing spring in the desert. Amen, blessed be, salam alaikum, and shalom.
Shalom Haverim, Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Haverim, Shalom Haverim, Shalom, Shalom.